Hi there, this is Tracy Bowman, Bowman for Art on Facebook, and I've recently been having some questions about pillow paint and certain terms, I think, that might be confusing. So I'm going to make a small bloom so it will be clearer. So let me get you down on the canvas. Get you down here. So first you want to make sure that your canvas is ready for paint. I spray the back of my canvas with water, and I take one of these cheap $1 brushes and I brush it all the way in. I get underneath the frame. I make sure that it's all nice and taut and ready. And you want it to sound like a drum. You want it so it's nice and taut. And then in order to keep your painting from flying off the spinner, I take a little bit of paint and put it down where it's going to rest. Okay, and I'll get it in there and smush it around. And this is a leaf spinner, a leaf holder, storage container. It had a hump in it. We cut the hump out. I taped it up, and this is the perfect spinner box for me. It works out terrific. The link for the spinner that fits in here will be on my description. And I never lose paint out of this container, which is fantastic. I taped on some paint sticks to the spinner so I could have a larger canvas on here if I like. And I cover the whole thing with press and seal, so I can peel it all off and be fresh and clean. Everything peels right out of this spinner, and it's all fresh and clean and ready to go again. So there's a little bit about that. So this is pillow paint, and this is the house paint. It's by Sherwin-Williams, and I use Paint to Go, okay, or Color to Go by Sherwin-Williams. You can get it in any color you like. It's perfect. I take a little bit of the GAC800 and I just put a healthy squirt in there and mix it up, and I'm ready to go. So this is going to be a bloom, and I'm going to pour this out, and I'm going to make sure that it gets on all my edges too. I want the what do you call it? I want the paint to organically go over the edge. So I'm going to stretch it out. I'm going to put some paint on my sides so it will flow over nicely. I want it to be organic. I don't want it to be where I have to touch it up. I don't like that, because it looks to me often looks like it's touched up, and I don't want that look. Make sure you get your corners good. Make sure it gets all good. So now we're gonna spread it out so the paint has a place to go. All feels good. Okay. So now I'm gonna add just a little bit more in the center, since I took a little out to go on the sides. So there we go. So that is pillow paint. And then you have your colors that you mix in these small containers. Okay. I make my medium. I put it in dispenser bottles. I mix my medium up in these big containers that already have, you know, the measurements on the side. And I use the house paint base. I still am using the BEHR, which I know in a lot of places is you're not able to get that. If you need an alternative, let me know. I will get that for you. When I found out that it was going to be difficult to get, I went out and bought myself a whole bunch of it, so I have plenty. I have not used others. So, but the mixture still is 2 cups of the house paint base, which is house paint without any tint or color in it, okay? So it dries clear. Mixed with polyacrylic. So that's 2 cups of the house paint, 1 cup of the polyacrylic, 1/8 of a cup of the GAC800 mixed together well. That is your pouring medium, okay? Pouring medium is mixed with your colors. Mixed with your colors, your paint colors, all right? So, I'll mix one up for you quickly. Let's see, what color will I get? I need a color. All right, I'll use this one. This is Strawberry by Deco Art. I will put, let's see, this one's almost empty. Let me use this one first. So I'll fill it up about 1/3 or so. I want plenty of room to be able to mix. I don't know if I'll use this color, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. Well, this should be mixed, shaken up. I make sure you shake up all your colors. Shake it up good. Well, maybe I use this green. I might use this green. I do love this green, this emerald green by Deco Art, Extreme Sheen. So just put a healthy squirt in there again. And stir it up. Could use a little more medium. Or maybe a little more paint. I want it a little thicker. Now it's feeling better. You'll get used to how it feels. So this is perfect. You can see that will run right off the stick really well. It mounds, as they say, but once you swirl it, it just sinks right in. So that's the perfect consistency. All right. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make here. I got all these colors, but I don't know what I'm going to do or what it'll turn out to be like. So now that we have our pillow, we can just pour paint out onto it. Pour it out. Pour it out. Okay, I'll put a little purple. Maybe I'll drizzle a little of this green too, just because I'm just being silly. Oh, and I love gold. All right. So now here's our cell activator. Cell activator is Amsterdam paint. Amsterdam paint. I like to use the Payne's Gray and Australian Floetrol. I like to buy the small bottle of the Australian Floetrol. This is the 500 milliliter. I find that it is a different consistency than the larger bottle, and I prefer this one. And I mix my pouring medium 2 2 to 1, or 3 to 1, excuse me, 3 to 1. I mix it up by the teaspoon. You can, then it'll keep it fresher longer because you won't use so much. And then you can use, so 3 teaspoons to 1 teaspoon of paint, or I mix mine up by the tablespoon because I paint a lot. So here we go. I'm going to torch my painting to start, just to try to get out some of those bubbles, which don't seem to want to go anywhere, so that's all right. We're going to start right now. Putting on my cell activator. And I'm going to use my leaf blower, my mini leaf blower. Got to keep this button clean because it gets stuck and then it won't work. So, but if you do have problems, you can use an alcohol wipe on it. All right. I'm going to come up high, and I'm going to go down slowly. I want to catch that black dot. I want it just to open it right up like that. And now I'm going to take it across, blowing that black across the painting and the colors. I'm going to try to open up that spot in the center as well. See, I got a little too much of the house paint base under there. So you want to try to avoid that. So the house paint, the cell activator. I don't know if you can see this, but it has a stretchy consistency. You see these drips, they stretch. That's what you want for a cell activator. You want it to have a stretchy consistency. And now you've just taken it and you've blown it across the colors, and it, stretched out, and now it has to come in. As you can see how it is shrinking back to itself. And that's perfect. This is a perfect time while that's happening that you can modify your painting and play in it. But once you leave your painting, if you want to go back in, you have to clean your skewer or your pick or whatever it is you've got going on. I love leaving these centers because they're so cool, I think. All right, it looks really great. See how it's all come back together again? I'm going to spin. And it's important to spin your painting. You want to take off some of that paint. You can't leave too much on, otherwise it will crack. There's something in there. Darn it. Let's see what happens here. Okay, yep, there's something in there. It's like got a... So I'm gonna play right here, I guess. I can't seem to find where it is or what. Oh, there it is. See, that's a goober in there. I didn't see that ahead of time. So I'm gonna try to fudge it. I'm gonna fudge it. And I want the green to go over this one corner. It has not. I'm going to pick some up. I'm going to try and put it on there. I'm going to spin it one more time. Anyway, there we go. I think I like that. It's very fun. That is called a bloom. So, let me get you down closer to it so you can see all the amazing detail. It's kind of fun. It's got a lot of shimmer there. It's not really focusing the way I want, but anywho, I hope that is informative and helpful. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Oh, one more thing is important. You need to torch your painting after you've done it. You just take the torch, lightly go over it, make sure all the bubbles are popped so you don't have little pinhole marks in it afterwards. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but right here there's this white little spot, which is from a bubble being popped. It will probably close up, but I want it to. So I just touch it really lightly, and now it's disappeared. And then when you're done with your painting, let me lift you up a little. You carefully take it up. You need to scrape the edges, get all the drips off. You don't want the paint to continuously to fall off. So we're gonna clean it up, and then we take it over to be dried. So I'll show you that too. So over here on the side, I have a drying station. Okay, I have these cookie cutters I got from Walmart. They're plastic and they've got some silicone on them, which are perfect. Anyway, whether they did or didn't, it wouldn't matter. But I raise them up so they can drip and do what they need to if they need to. But it's here. It's in a quiet spot, but I cover them up. I take a big piece of cardboard or if you have poster board or something, I make it so, or a box, I make it so they don't get a draft. So they just dry nicely. You don't have to have this, what do you call it, plastic thing. I used to use these polyacrylics, empty cans. I used to place them around, for an example. Let me show you. Let me take off this plastic. So I would take these cans, put them around my painting. So I would set it up like this, put my cardboard over it so that it doesn't have a draft. They sit nice and cozy in there and protected. So FYI, that's an important part too. Well, I hope that was helpful. Be sure to watch some of the other videos that I have that are more informative as well. Thanks for watching. Happy painting!